Welcome to another episode of Local Content and You, the insightful series dedicated to bring you the good works as well as events of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, in Yenagoa and beyond. Today's episode will focus on the upcoming Research and Development Fair being organized by the NCDMB to provide a platform to showcase current and ongoing efforts by researchers in different areas of focus in the oil and gas industry. Pursuant to its mandate as stated in Section 70, subsection N of the NOGIC Act 2010, where it is stated that the functions of the board shall include to organize conferences, workshops, seminars, symposia, trainings, roadshows, and other public education fora to further the attainment of the goal of developing Nigerian content in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, and in consideration of the pivotal role of research and innovation in the development of sustainable local content, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, is organizing the second edition of its biannual Research and Development Fair and Conference in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, on Thursday, 9th September 2021. The intention behind the fair is to create a convergence of researchers, industry players, investors, and finance enterprises, including manufacturing companies, with a view to identify and support research findings that can be turned into commercially viable products. The theme for this year's edition of the R&D Fair and Conference is creating sustainable collaboration in research and development for the energy industry and its linkage sector. Speaking at a press conference in Lagos State as part of preparations for the R&D Fair, the NCDMB's Executive Secretary, Engineer Simbi Kesie Wabote, while stressing the importance of the event, said no country can develop in a sustainable manner without focusing on research and development, adding that the Local Content Board places high premium on research and development as a critical enabler in achieving its target of 70% local content by 2027.
In the light of the pivotal role of research and innovation in the development of indigenous technology, NCDMB, with this mandate, has placed high premium on R&D oversight as a critical enabler in achieving the board's aspiration of 70% local content by the year 2027. If we do not invest as a country in research and development, very soon, even the gas that we have as a transition fuel, we will not utilize it again. Because all the tools that you will require to bring gas out of the ground are manufactured by the developed world, because we are not investing in research and development as a country. Today, if you Google how much money countries spend on research and development, you will not see any African country on the map, apart from South Africa. When they list all the countries, apart from South Africa, which I think is about 0.02% of their annual budget or GDP, as the case may be. China is about 3 point something percent of it. You can imagine their budget and taking out 3 point. So little wonder where the likes of China, Canada, Korea, USA are today, because of the investment in research and development. Therefore, we must focus on it if we have to develop as a nation. So Section 67 of the NOGIC Act 2010 mandates the board to conduct workshops, conferences, seminars, symposia, and other public fora to enhance the implementation of the provisions of the NOGIC Act. We are therefore hosting the second edition of the NCDMB Research and Development Fair on September 9th, 2021 in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State. The objective of this is to bring industry stakeholders, academia, researchers towards achieving a common agenda on research and development as a pillar for sustainable local content development in the oil and gas industry and beyond.
The Executive Secretary also recalled that the maiden edition of the R&D Fair was organized in 2017, where research breakthroughs were exhibited and linkages were facilitated between researchers and end users in the oil and gas industry. He affirmed that the board had recorded significant progress in elevating the industry collaboration on R&D since the last edition.
The maiden edition of the Research and Development Fair was organized in 2017, where research breakthroughs were exhibited and linkages were facilitated between researchers and end users in the oil and gas industry. Since the successful hosting of the maiden edition, significant progress has been made in elevating the industry collaboration on research and development. Some of this progress we have made include the establishment of the Nigerian Content Research and Development Council with a mandate to advise the board on matters relating to research and development in the oil and gas industry. And this council comprises of all agencies of government, including the oil and gas industry, the academia, NOTAP, science and tech, name but a few, as part of the council members driven by NCDMB. Development of research and development 10-year strategic roadmap, which will be launched during the 2021 Research and Development Fair on the 9th of September in Bayelsa State in Yanagwa. We have also been able to develop a framework for supporting research breakthroughs to product for industry applications, and today we have over 20 researchers who are benefiting from the board's interventions. The creation of a $50 million research and development fund. And the director told me while we were out there that part of the strategy we want to adopt after this fair is to visit research institutes, universities, and sit down with them to see research papers that they have developed and are planning to commercialize or develop them into the use of mankind. We will sit with them, understand what they have done, and then see how we will support them. Because even though we have launched this fund, we are not seeing them coming forward in order to benefit from it. Therefore, we want to take the battle to them and ask them, what have you done that we can support you to actualize and support the growth of our dear country, Nigeria? We did also inaugurate the Technical Advisory Board on Nigerian Content Research and Development Fund to create very clear transparency with the end game in mind. We did create that technical board that will screen and advise the board and the research council on the efficacy of any research finding or research development that we need to deploy. And that is made up of seasoned professors as well as technical experts from the oil and gas industry. During this process, we also saw the signing of Memorandum of Understanding to establish the Research and Development Centers of Excellence in 5 Nigerian universities. And these centers of excellence are not what we just announce as centers of excellence, because we have seen it that centers of excellence has become a seminar word, perhaps in the country. And when you go to those centers of excellence, you see no excellence. Instead, you see mediocrity. But these centers of excellence are centers of excellence that the board will continue to work with in order to make them excellent as the word connotes. And these centers of excellence, the 5 universities, are Federal University of Technology in Minna, Akure, and Owerri, Niger Delta University and Masoma, and the Modibo Adamawa University of Technology, Yola.
We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll bring you more details, including comments from other members of the board's management team at the press conference in preparation for the upcoming R&D fair.
The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board (NCDMB), in line with its mandate in sections 37 to 39 of the NOGIC Act of 2010, invites stakeholders in the oil and gas industry, academia, and researchers to the second Research and Development Conference with the theme Creating Sustainable Collaboration in Research and Development for the Energy Industry and its Linkage Sector. Objectives of the conference include: launch the NCDMB 10-year Research and Development Roadmap, launch the Nigerian Content Research and Development Fund, create a collaborative platform where the academia, industry stakeholders, government institutions, and researchers will meet to discuss areas of research interest, create a platform for demonstration of research breakthroughs. Date is September 9, 2021 at the Nigerian Content Conference Hall, Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, Nigeria. Time 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. For participation, sponsorship, and partnership, please visit the website to register: www.ncdmb.gov.ng/RDFair 2021. Or call the following numbers: 0803 547 7599, 0906 298 1425.
Welcome back. Several activities are lined up for the Research and Development Fair, which is scheduled to hold at the iconic Nigerian Content Tower in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Some of them include presentations of latest research breakthroughs, panel discussions on R&D pillars of success, and a special feature on how Nigeria can adopt a sustainable acceleration program for launching innovative ideas into the market. Other key features of the fair will include the launch of the NCDMB 10-year Research and Development Roadmap and the launch of the $50 million Nigerian Content Research and Development Fund. The Director, Planning, Research and Statistics (PRS) of the NCDMB, Mr. Patrick Oba, also speaking at the press conference, stressed on the sustainability of the fair based on the successes recorded at the maiden edition held 4 years ago. He said the Research and Development Fair and Conference will contribute massively to the gross domestic product (GDP) of the country.
Nigerians were quite elated when they discovered that an organization of the federal government was promoting research and development with a view of shifting the focus from just researching and publishing for the sake of promotion and then shifting it towards development of products for commercialization, for those of them that are economically viable. So people were, excited, because for them it provided an avenue for them to express their natural, their talents. People had these gifts, in terms of creativity and in innovation, but they didn't see the platform for which they could realize the economic benefits from such gifts. So they saw that as an opportunity. Another opportunity which Nigerians saw was a collaboration between government, the industry, and also the academia. In fact, we had representatives of the academic community, present in the first edition. So we had university professors there, and they saw that as a very beautiful outlet for them to seek collaboration with government. So, and especially with the properly articulated framework that we have, they saw it as a sustainable means for which this kind of collaboration would go on. So these are the benefits, and even to the ordinary Nigerian, that sometimes, of course, you see some of these uh, inventions being displayed by individuals on YouTube and Facebook and all of that. These are also of interest to us. We pick some of them and we engage them in discussions, because the important thing is for us to pick those kind of talents and see how we can develop their products into economic, domestic products, and some of them into products that could be applied in the industry. We have a framework that speaks to sustainability, very detailed, in terms of funding, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of legal support, in terms of governance. All this is well laid out, So we're looking at implementing all of that, whether be it an individual, be it an institution, whether the university, or even stakeholders in the oil and gas industry, and by extension, some of the areas that the Executive Secretary mentioned. These are areas of interest to us. So it doesn't really have to be in the oil and gas industry or maybe a corporate organization. No, individuals, including you. If you're interested, yes, why not? And if you have something that is of, economic benefit to the country, because, the long and short of all of this is that it's going to keep people busy, meaning that it's going to add to the GDP of the country and enhance our pride of place in the Committee of Nations.
In addition to the development of frameworks for supporting research breakthroughs into commercial products for oil and gas industry application, other accomplishments from the earlier edition of the fair includes signing of a Memorandum of Understanding to establish R&D centers of excellence in 5 Nigerian universities, notably Federal Universities of Technology in Minna, Akure, and Owerri, Modibo Adama University of Technology, Yola, and the Niger Delta University NDU, Amasoma. The General Manager, Research and Statistics of the NCDMB, Abdulmalik Alilu, while commenting on the essence and benefits of the R&D fair, states that the event will avail the board the opportunity to re-echo the importance of R&D to industry stakeholders as a key success pillar for local content in the Nigerian oil and gas industry.
The Research and Development Fair and Conference is planned for Q3 of this year, and the essence is for us to, first of all, launch the 10-year R&D roadmap. What we do in NCDMB is whatever program we have, we put a framework around it. It tells us where we're heading to, how we'll get there, and what is success when we get there, so that there are measurable impacts that we see. So the R&D fair would create that platform where we're going to launch the 10-year roadmap for R&D. We're going to also launch the Nigerian Content Research and Development Fund, $50 million fund. It will also enable us to showcase some of the innovators that were created out of our own effort through the hackathon experience, through our own handholding, in terms of taking them from research ideas to patenting, to field development, to prototype development. So most of the breakthroughs that we have seen, we're going to showcase it during the R&D fair. It's also an opportunity for us to re-echo the importance of the industry, to see R&D as a key success pillar for local content. As you have seen from data, countries that succeeded in terms of growing their GDP are countries that actually invest in research and development. So that has to be re-echoed across the industry, so that our service companies will inculcate an R&D culture as part of their business models. Our operating companies will also create R&D funding with R&D budgets, support research and development, and then also our academia will also begin to see the importance of taking research beyond publication to prototype development, new product development, and so on. So it's a forum that brings all these stakeholders together to discuss research and development, to promote R&D in Nigeria, and to create the necessary impact in terms of where the research and development should head to over the next 10 years.
We'll take another break. When we return, we'll hear from the General Manager, Corporate Communications and Zonal Coordinations of the NCDMB, Engineer Gina Ogina. Please stay with us.
The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board (NCDMB), in line with its mandate in sections 37 to 39 of the NOGIC Act of 2010, invites stakeholders in the oil and gas industry, academia, and researchers to the second Research and Development Conference with the theme Creating Sustainable Collaboration in Research and Development for the Energy Industry and its Linkage Sector. Objectives of the conference include: launch the NCDMB 10-year Research and Development Roadmap, launch the Nigerian Content Research and Development Fund, create a collaborative platform where the academia, industry stakeholders, government institutions, and researchers will meet to discuss areas of research interest, create a platform for demonstration of research breakthroughs. Date is September 9, 2021 at the Nigerian Content Conference Hall, Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, Nigeria. Time 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. For participation, sponsorship, and partnership, please visit the website to register: www.ncdmb.gov.ng/RDFair 2021. Or call the following numbers: 0803 547 7599, 0906 298 1425.
Glad to have you back. According to the General Manager, Corporate Communications and Zonal Coordination, NCDMB, Dr. Gina Ogina, one of the strategic intents behind the Research and Development R&D Fair and Conference, which is open for participation to relevant Nigerian institutions and individuals, irrespective of their geographical location, is to rekindle stakeholders' dwindling interest in R&D. Dr. Gina expressed his confidence that this edition of the fair will be an improvement from the maiden edition.
The essence is to raise awareness so that the poor culture of research in Nigeria will be turned around to a very active one. And in that light, we have talked about ways in which the agency, NCDMB, is going to further enlighten people and rekindle interest in research in the country, which is very low as at now. And one of those ways we have mentioned today is besides the conference proper, which is going to take place next month, we also intend to visit the Nigerian universities, the academia, to find out why they are not coming up to take advantage of the $50 million research fund that we have to promote research in country. That money has barely been scratched, and there are people elsewhere in the world just looking for money like oxygen to kickstart and realize their research purpose. And of course, as an agency that is action-oriented, we're interested in applied research that you do to solve problems, existing problems, not research for professorial promotions and all that. So I'm very happy with the success we have achieved here today, and I believe the results from this year's research fair is going to be much more an improvement on the one we had in 2017.
With the conclusion of the press conference, all is now set for the hosting of the second edition of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board NCDMB Research and Development Fair and Conference, slated for Thursday 9th September 2021 at the Conference Hall of the Nigerian Content Tower in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. And that's all we have for you this week. It has been our pleasure having your company in this episode once again. Please join us next week, same time and station, as we bring you more of the good works and happenings at the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB. For now, goodbye and stay safe.